So that was...
Part 1. That was the honorable mentions.
Yeah.
So this is now part 2. So this will be the second thing you click on when you come to our page.
So 50 through 25.
Yes, and then we're going to do a part 3. Recorded same day. Maybe not uploaded at the same time, but we'll see. We'll figure it out.
Apologies for any background noise that you hear.
It just went away.
Yeah, my neighbor's doing some car work.
All right, you ready? Ready to continue?
I live in the basement, yeah.
So we got through... I live in my basement. Sorry, that was from something.
Basement wedding.
That was from Wedding Singer.
Mm.
I live in my sister's basement.
It's not my sister's basement, just my basement.
No, because he lives in his sister's basement.
Right, I don't live in my sister's basement when you're making the correlation.
Right. We're going way off track.
Sure are.
We're
Let's
back.
see this list.
Okay, you ready? Now this is where we really should start counting now. So I'm going to give you numbers. Okay, ready?
Okay.
We're going to start out with one I know you haven't seen.
Cool.
Number 50.
Yes.
A fairly new one I've watched. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Let me tell you what. This was a slow burn. This is a great movie. Absolutely beautiful to look at. Actually, I read somewhere they were shot in 8K.
Whoa.
Yeah. So you really see, I mean, and honestly, I've watched it not in the best quality. Mm-hmm. I was not able to see it in theaters. I had to find other means to watch it. Not exactly legal.
Uh-huh.
But I saw it, not the best quality, but I could tell on a nice 4K HD screen, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This movie's gonna pop and it's gonna look great, and the story's great. The acting is fantastic. It's a French film.
Mm-hmm.
It's very French.
But it still is a slow burn.
It's a slow burn.
Like a portrait of a lady.
Like, it's, honestly, the shots were portrait-like, you know?
That's right.
It seemed like, it was definitely intentional.
That sounds like something I would want to see. Then.
Yeah, I think you would really like this one, for sure. We're definitely going to check it out. All right, number 49. We watched this together. Under the Silver Lake.
Really?
Yeah, I love this movie.
Why?
I think this is one that's going to puzzle people for a long time. Right. And I think this is one that's going to stand the test of time. Because there's so much to take in.
Okay.
So much enigma behind it that it's going to keep people intrigued. Mm-hmm. It's I want to watch it again. Really soon.
But you haven't yet.
I haven't yet,
but
no.
You've been wanting to.
I've been wanting to. Ever since I saw it, I've been wanting to watch it again. So, and I think after first viewing, I really fell in love with it. I thought Andrew Garfield was really good. I thought the story was good. I love the scene with the Music Man. Mm-hmm. That really hooked me.
Okay.
You know?
That was later.
I think, I don't know if you watched me watch it, if you looked at me during that scene, but
No, because I was watching the movie.
Right, yeah, I know, that was a dumb question. But if you could have watched me watch that scene, which is kind of a tongue twister, I was probably, like, really enthralled.
Yeah, I remember you said something like that. I was like,
that really got me. I thought that was a really unique, just really came out of nowhere, but totally worked, and I thought it was really good. So yeah, Under the Silver Lake.
I recommended that to a few of my friends, and described it as millennial film noir.
That's a great description.
Yeah,
it is very film noir, but also modern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's how it was like if you want to see film noir for millennials,
right? With all Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, and
Spidey. I love the Spidey references.
Like these cute little bum.
Wasn't he like eating like Spider-Man cereal or something?
Spider-Man comic, yeah.
So funny.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield, terrible Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Terrible movies. But Under Silver Lake, I loved. Cool. Number 49, top films. My top films of the decade.
Okay.
Number 48, Nocturnal Animals, directed by Tom Ford. I'm pretty sure.
I love Nocturnal Animals.
Yes. We're on the same page. I know we were just Under Silver Lake too. I'm sorry, but that's exciting. Tell me what you liked about Nocturnal Animals.
Well, I like bats, and kangaroos are nocturnal. And
so you're going really different with this.
Oh.
Did you?
No, I didn't see this movie.
Ah, you're terrible.
Just letting you know. All the animals that come out.
One day we're gonna catch up.
Oops. Okay.
Amy Adams, my top 3 actresses of the decade.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think. What's her name? The one who got it.
Kristen Stewart.
Kristen Stewart.
Yeah.
Nah, sorry. This podcast is not The show is not sponsored by
No,
Kirsten
she's not
Stewart.
on our Patreon.
No, she's not a Patreon subscriber. I think she's fine, but she's not my actress of the decade. Like as a Tilda Swinton, pretty sure. Tilda Swinton, we love you. I love you. Not sure how Liz feels.
You're very pale. Tilda Swinton.
We love you anyways.
Very pale.
Number 47. Let's not skip any this time. This is very important. Phantom Thread. 47. We watched this together.
We did watch this together. I know that you're down with DDL.
I love DDL. Love me some DDL.
His character was such a dick.
Of course.
Such a dick. And I didn't feel like there was a whole lot of growth. There was just like acceptance. Yeah.
Acceptance, like between their relationships?
Yeah.
Or between the relationship of the
Yes.
film? It's fine. I think that was the point, though.
You think?
I do. I think it worked out. I think they needed each other. And it took the whole film to really get that point across.
I could see that. I think we got like halfway through the film, and I asked you, like, is this a biopic that I'm not aware of? Like, I was so
I can't remember if we ever got an answer. I can't remember what it was.
I don't think it was.
For whatever it is, I really liked it. I think it was Paul Thomas Anderson's probably his most mature film. Maybe not. Well, I think he's come such a long way since like Boogie Nights and Magnolia. 2 great films in there.
Yeah.
2 great movies. I need to stop saying films. I sound like such a dick. 2 great movies.
But here's the deal, like, even though Phantom Thread really wasn't my thing, like, I was really confused by it. I didn't really like the character growth through it. It was a film. Like, when you look at it, you're like, oh, this is a film. Like, the way it was shot, it was really beautiful. Like cinematically, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Just didn't really understand the character. Yeah. You loved that main character.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was because of DDL, like, you just went in and were like, I identify with him. But, like...
In ways that I think made me look at myself and say, I should probably be better. Because he was kind of an asshole. He was definitely an asshole character.
Yeah.
And just the fact that I think the breakfast scenes, the scenes where I need to eat breakfast in peace.
Yeah, and, like, straight up quiet.
Straight up quiet. I respect that. I respect that.
No, I totally am on the side of crunching toast.
Anyways, moving on. 46, Roma.
Oh.
Alfonso Cuarón.
Yeah.
I love this movie.
This movie.
Yeah. Black and white. It's
love that.
It's a heartfelt story. I really do. I really loved it.
Yep.
And I loved how the attention it got from the Academy, especially not only for being a foreign film, even though the Academy loves Alfonso Cuarón.
But because of Netflix, right?
Because of Netflix, I thought that was a big step that they, you know.
I think that alone, that the Academy is shifting, like, their guidelines, basically. I mean, they didn't really, though. Like, they're still dicks about it. But, like, the Academy making that shift makes that one of the greatest movies of the last 10 years.
Yeah, important.
Yes.
Important in the sense of award and recognition from the Hollywood elitists, if you ask me. But
I want to be one of them. Don't roll your eyes.
Yeah, whatever. But as far as the movie goes, I really, just such a great story. Just, the main character, I can't remember her name, but she did excellent.
Oh my god, she just played a heartbreaking role. Yeah. It was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I remember I watched that with my mom, and, like, she was just in tears for, like, the greater majority of the second half. Yeah. Main character's name was Cleo.
Yeah. Yeah. She really stole the show for me. But I thought all the acting was great. And, that one, beautiful. Absolutely. I thought it was great. I thought it was a great recovery from Gravity.
Oh, yeah, that's not going to be on your list.
Fuck Gravity.
That's for another list for another time.
Number 45.
Yes.
12 Years a Slave.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
Why this spot?
I think it's deserving. I think this is a very moving film, especially the story. It is a true story, and it just Lupita
Nyong'o.
Yes. her. I thought I thought she stole the show. I think that Michael Fassbender played such a dick.
Yeah.
Such a just someone that you hate and someone you can really look at and say, you know, this person.
Yeah, like, man, you're the worst.
Not a cool cat. Not a guy I want around. And I almost said Chadwick. I almost said Black Panther. I got to get my names right. Oh man, the lead actor in 12 Years a Slave. I thought did really good. I thought the line delivery, the script, I thought was excellent. I think my biggest gripe with it was marketing. They marketed Brad Pitt in it, and Brad Pitt kind of showed up as the token white guy, the token good white guy standing up against the man.
Yeah,
and it just deceitful marketing. But
for the lead actor, Chiwetel Ejiofor.
That sounds right.
I'm really sorry if I mispronounced that.
Yeah. Well, at least you're our Jamie. You're our Jamie of our Joe Rogan podcast.
All right.
This is not sponsored by Onnit or JRE.
Yeah. No. The JRE wants nothing to experience with us.
Not yet, Joe. Call me anytime. I'll fly out. I'll come be on the cast. We'll smoke some DMT.
Gross. Next one on your
Number 44, Interstellar.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Christopher Nolan's space epic.
Right.
I love this movie.
And you like this more than Gravity?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think that I think it's its own world. I think it's its own thing. Where Gravity was a little too Sandra Bullock for my taste. A little too, and it wasn't for me.
Okay.
Even though this movie made me sick seeing it in IMAX, I will always tell this story. The scene where Matthew McConaughey is trying to dock to the spinning ship. I had to look away from the screen. It was just sensory overload between the score. Pretty sure Hans Zimmer did the score.
That sounds right.
Christopher Nolan, directed it. Matthew McConaughey, but that scene in particular really fucked me up. And I know we said we weren't going to try to cuss, but there we are.
I mean, we haven't been doing a very good job.
No. Oh well.
Yeah, I really liked Interstellar. I think that the idea behind it was.
But again, with Inception, I think it's better than Inception. But like Inception, I think the more you watch it, the more I watch it, the more holes kind of pop in there. Maybe not plot holes themselves in the traditional sense, but things that make you say, Why? Why is this happening?
Yeah.
My cocaine?
Yeah.
My cocaine. Okay.
Have
anything else to add on Interstellar?
No, I think you covered it. I thought that the character arc was really strong.
I thought the acting was great. Matthew McConaughey really has come a long way. I think since How to Lose a Guy in 10 days. All right.
Those are two different
Dazed and Confused. I love Dazed and Confused. Okay. Number 43. We don't have to spend too much time on this because we can spend as much time as you want. The Tree of Life, directed by Terrence Malick.
The idea behind this movie is really interesting.
I think visually this movie
is a poem.
That's a great way to put it. It's important in the sense that visually it tells an amazing story. And the space scenes were done by the guy who did the scenes in 2001, not the special or the the scene in 2001 where he's going to Jupiter, he's going through like the wormhole and blah blah blah. Same guy did the space scenes in this. Same way, no CGI. Just,
stunning.
Visually it's stunning. It's absolutely, it blew me away. But it is Terrence Malick. Take him for what you will. He's a brilliant filmmaker, but every time I watch a Terrence Malick movie, I'm like, it's a Terrence Malick movie, isn't it? Beautiful, great storyteller, kind of pretentious, if you ask me. 42, Annihilation. This is the movie that kept Ex Machina off of this list.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Annihilation a lot more than Ex Machina.
Why?
It's just, I think it has more to say. And I think that overall it was a little more ambitious, and I think that it's just a better story. And there were things that were done in this movie that I haven't seen before.
Okay.
Especially the ending. I think it was such an interesting take on a sci-fi film. And I'm pretty sure this was based off a book as well. But I really think that he made it his own. I can't think of the director's name, but he really made it his own vision. And I really can't wait to see what else he does.
Cool.
Because he's 2 for 2 right now, at least in the sci-fi arena. Have you seen Annihilation?
No.
Really good. Really, really recommend it. Obviously.
Alex Garland.
Sounds about right.
Do love Natalie Portman though.
Natalie Portman kills it. I think she does anyways.
Nayport.
Yep. Number 41, Marriage Story. Another.
This made you cry.
Made you cry a little bit.
A little bit.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Noah. What's his name?
Adam Driver.
No, Noah.
Noah Baumgart. That's not right.
Noah Baumgartner.
Noah Boff.
Yeah. But no, Adam Driver. He's getting a lot of Oscar buzz this year.
Baumbach.
Noah Baumbach. Frances Ha, one of your favorite movies.
Oh, Frances Ha.
Yeah. Adam Driver. I think ScarJo is getting she's flying a little under the radar. A little bit. I think she has a lot to say in this movie. I thought she really did well.
But you think Adam Driver stole it?
I think he stole the
You
show.
love ScarJo though.
Acting wise.
Okay.
I think the biggest thing to take away from this movie is the script. I think the script is perfect.
Really?
I mean,
okay.
Perfect in the sense that it's realistic dialogue. I believe everything these people are saying. It's presented so well and it's acted so well. And they had a vision, they had a story they wanted to tell, and they did it. And they did it to a T. And I thought that was excellent. So, yeah, that's one you should definitely check out as well. Number 40, The Revenant.
Okay.
Got Leo as Oscar. And I've been wanting to revisit this because I've seen clips of it recently. I only watched it twice, but it kind of stuck with me. And it's kind of like, similar to Birdman, long takes, but the scenery shots are just incredible.
Yeah.
And Tom Hardy, I think, stole the show.
Really?
Even more than Leo. I think Tom Hardy killed it.
Because he was just perpetually looming.
Yeah, he had this presence about him, and it really it really did it for me. And then Leo, not my favorite role. I think he should have got the Oscar for another movie.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Mate, I don't know about that, but that's okay. The Revenant, I think, is one that's gonna stay around for a while. 39, Suspiria, the remake. One you haven't seen either.
I haven't seen it.
I think in the sense of the Babadook, elevated horror. Elevated horror, my new favorite horror genre. Emotional horror. I think there's so many layers. Not only is it beautiful, not only is it well acted, Tilda Swinton killing it. Tilda Swinton.
You love Tilda.
I love Tilda. Dakota Johnson, I think, is also excellent in this movie.
Is
the
she?
Score. Tom York does the score.
Oh.
And there's a lot been said about it. I think good and bad.
Okay.
I loved it. I think the music's haunting. I think it's great. I think the dance scenes are amazing. Looks great. Absolutely terrifying in its own way.
Okay.
But yeah, another one.
Cool.
We're just going through these. You gotta jump in.
I
I know. We gotta get you caught up. Help me out here. 38, The Lobster. With the limping man. I can't remember. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But Colin Farrell. I thought was really great in this movie. Such a unique movie. It's one of those that I really haven't seen anything like it before.
I love Rachel Weisz.
Yeah, Rachel Weisz. Yes, she is amazing in it as well. And I think the look of the film is great. I like to see John C. Reilly back. I don't want to say a more serious role because this movie is kind of goofy. It's got its own thing going on, but it's serious enough in its own way. So, The Lobster, I think, is an excellent movie. 37. Ready to move on? 37, Call Me By Your Name.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Love it. Same director as Suspiria. I think a little bit better than Suspiria. Had a little more to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially being an LGBTQ type film. You know,
Mm-hmm.
looks great. Timothy
Chalamet.
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 I think he's coming up. I love him.
What a
He's
frail boy.
yeah, he's
Frail boy.
little guy, but no, little guy with a big acting career.
With a big.
I think he's got a lot of chops.
Big chop.
Big chops, and he's coming along. All right, 36.
Yes.
We're chugging along. I like
Doing
this. Is
great.
good. We need to talk about Kevin.
Okay.
Have you seen this?
No, but we do need to talk about Kevin. He's my upstairs neighbor, and he's a creep. Go ahead.
This is not the same Kevin.
Oh.
We need to talk about Kevin. Tilda Swinton, back at it.
You love her.
I love Tilda Swinton. She's my girl.
Uh-huh.
The director of this movie also did another one with Joaquin Phoenix. I think it was her second
Oh, wait,
effort.
John C. Reilly's in this, isn't he?
He is. He's also in this. That's right.
And he was in The Lobster?
Yeah.
So you're just kind of like bunching his stuff together?
John C. Reilly.
Yeah.
Completely on accident. No, but I do
Uh-huh.
love me some John C. Reilly. Dewey Cox, one of my
Mhm.
favorite movies. One of my favorite comedies. But I bet that's gonna be a reoccurring thing we're gonna hear. When we listen back to this. This is a dark movie.
Yeah.
It has to do with raising a child
Mhm.
and what happens if that child is not so chill. What
Okay.
happens if this child is a psychopath?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? And it really delves into that.
Yeah.
Especially we live in a time where school shootings and kids being violent is part of our culture, and it's
Right.
unfortunate. So I think this movie really put a microscope on that. Not only from inside the family.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure this is one that's also based on a book as well.
I'm almost positive it is.
Yeah.
And it's Ezra Miller is Kevin.
Yes.
He is an incredible actor.
Yeah, he's good.
I'm
He's
always-
especially in this.
I think that he chooses his roles very wisely. And-
Yes, when he chose to be in Justice League, he chose that role very,
Listen.
very wisely as well.
Sometimes you just gotta pay the bills.
Sometimes you got to make that money,
Sometimes
that
you
DC
gotta
money,
Get that. Guap.
that comic book money.
Get that.
Yeah,
guap.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Moving on.
Yes.
35. Moonlight.
Did you mean La La Land?
No, I meant Moonlight.
Oh. Okay.
Want to hear something funny?
Yes.
34. La La Land.
No.
Yes.
It is not.
It should have got the Oscar.
Oh.
I'm saying it.
Those are big.
Those are fighting words.
Those are
I
big
agree.
words.
I agree.
You agree?
Damien Chavez, whatever his name is, I think deserved
Mhm.
it. I think La La Land was a better movie.
Why?
I think just personal experience.
Okay.
Subjective.
Sure.
I love the story of Moonlight. I really did. I
Mhm.
think
I thought it was a very strong story.
yeah, I do too. It looked fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The dad character. I'm sorry, I can't think of these actors' names at all. Yeah, he took home the Oscar, but he was fantastic. The 3 stages of the main character's life,
Mm-hmm.
I thought were all done very well. Another LGBTQ plus type film, which I think is very important to do now. Because we live in the hotbed of social issues. So I think it's really important for these movies to get made to I don't want to say educate the public, but just get
to normalize.
to normal, get it
And
there
to have
and
something that's relatable.
yeah,
for-
right, yeah, exactly. It's good, it's good for all people, I think, to watch these movies and
Mhm.
to relate to them, even if you don't think you can, because I think you can.
Mm.
Even at first you don't think you can. I think by the end of it, especially with Moonlight
Mm.
and Call Me by Your Name as well, I think those two are really,
Yeah.
really solid movies. So number 33, The Irishman.
Man. Okay.
Yeah, I love this movie. I think it was a good epilogue.
How many breaks did you have to take?
None.
You just sat there for 3 hours.
3, yes. It was hard. No, I lied. I probably paused at least once for a bathroom break.
Uh-huh.
I say this all the time. I really wanted Joe Pesci to go full Pesci.
Yeah.
Never did.
Uh-huh.
Never really did anyways.
Kept the lid on it.
Kept the lid on it. I'm not sure if that's just age or just the character.
Right.
Robert De Niro does great. I think the whole supporting cast is great. The music's great. It looks great. It's great. It's just a great movie. The de-aging CGI they did, I think, could have been done a little bit better. But still, with that being said,
it's not on the CGI level of Cats.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not
It
distracting.
needs to get on that
I
level.
don't think it's distracting.
Okay.
When you know it, you see it, but it doesn't really matter. It's not distracting. It's good. It's great. It's a good epilogue, coda, or whatever you want to call it, to the Martin Scorsese gangster type films, the Robert De Niro era films.
Cool.
Yeah.
You're pleased. Do you feel like everything kind of wrapped up in that?
Yeah, I think the story was great and realistic, in the sense that it seemed like this was the real story. This was a story Martin Scorsese wanted to tell, and he did, and he nailed it. I think he really did, and the fact that it was as long especially says that, because with studio interference, they could have easily said, you can't release a movie that's 3.5 hours long, almost 4 hours long. And Martin Scorsese has enough clout now, being the industry legend that he is. He said, yeah, I am. And I'm going to release it on Netflix, and everyone's going to watch it at home.
Going back to Roma, right? This is a Netflix release. Have you heard any nomination buzz? Or do you think...
Golden Globes. I know they got some nominations for Golden Globes. And I guarantee you, they're going to get him. They're going to get him some nominations. They're going to get him. They're going to get him at the Academy. No, I definitely think it's going to get some Oscar buzz. I think Oscar noms come out tomorrow.
Do they?
Monday. The 13th, I'm pretty sure.
113-2020.
2020. Ready to move on?
Yes.
32.
Yes.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Edgar
Wright.
I didn't think this was going to be on your list.
This was such a fun movie.
The editing is so fun.
Yeah.
Such a fun movie. Yes.
Please, I've been talking a lot. Please give us your thoughts.
No, I just think it's a super fun film. I think that it is the embodiment of a comic book, and like you're visually seeing what someone experiences when they read a comic book. I think that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Editing, I think it nails it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Think it's absolutely great.
It's frantic.
Yeah.
In the best way, not anxiety inducing.
Right.
To me, anyways. The editing. Kind of like Baby Driver. Maybe not as much as Baby Driver, but the musical incorporation with the editing, with the acting, is perfect. I think Edgar Wright, just everything he touches, everything I've seen by him has just been gold.
Yeah.
So, absolutely. Michael Cera playing a Canadian is great. 31.
Yeah.
I think we're going back to something you haven't seen. Mandy.
No.
Same director as Beyond the Black Rainbow.
Okay.
So take Beyond the Black Rainbow, add Nicolas Cage to the mix.
Ooh.
You get possibly Nicolas Cage's best performance.
Ooh.
It's a wild tale, man. I'll tell you what. It's a fever dream. It's an acid trip. It's everything you want. It's metal. It's rock and roll.
Fun.
It's beautiful.
Super fun.
The story is... His storytelling, I think, improved from Beyond the Black Rainbow. And I think this guy shows so much promise. And this was absolutely one of my favorite movies that I've seen in a long time.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have been saying for the longest time that I just want us to take a weekend and just burn through the Nicolas Cage filmography.
Oh, there's so many.
So,
especially lately, because I'm pretty sure he has some tax problems.
Fair enough. On to the next.
30! The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Yeah. More elevated horror. Elevated horror is all over
That's your
my
theme.
list. That's my list. I'm a huge horror nut, but I understand that most horror films are more for schlock and for, dates, good times,
Yeah.
good date night movies,
Sure. Yeah. Take me to a Rob Zombie movie. That's exactly what I want.
Oof. Never.
Woof.
Never ever. So, Killing a Sacred Deer is you know, it kind of takes this personal, you know, more guttural reaction horror. It gut punches you, especially this one. Colin Farrell again. This is the same guy who did The Lobster, so I think him and Colin Farrell are
They're kind of teaming
they're
up.
pretty tight. Yeah, they're pretty tight. Yeah. Visually looks great.
Huh.
Yeah. I think if you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Gut punches you right in the gut.
Man.
29. Denis Villeneuve. Arrival.
Oh.
Amy Adams killing it. I think this.
You love Amy Adams too.
I love Amy Adams. She's my girl. I think this was a great. You have something to say?
Forrest Whitaker. I feel like
Forrest Whitaker is in this movie. Yeah, he's
And
Hawkeye.
who?
What's his name? Hawkeye from Marvel.
I haven't seen it. At least that makes it hard. References I don't get. Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner. Great movie. But yeah, this is a alien invasion movie.
The sound was wild.
Yeah.
Like the sound.
Yeah, and you should be all over this. This is like a language type film.
Yeah.
You and Amy Adams could probably relate here, trying to teach.
Yeah, me and Amy.
Trying to teach aliens how to speak English, and aliens try to teach you how to speak alien.
Yeah, I really love this film, and the sound editing on this was just absolutely incredible. I think it got an award. I don't remember which one.
Yeah.
But I think it was celebrated for sound editing.
Yeah.
And it should have been, rightly so.
Yeah.
Forrest Whitaker, if I remember correctly, was rad in this movie.
Yeah.
Like.
I believe it. I like Forrest Whitaker.
Anything he does, I'm like, wow.
Big Forrest guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I really love a big Forrest. You know.
It's funny.
On to the next.
The Big Short, 28.
Oh.
This one stuck with me. This one is one I like to watch at least once a year since it came out.
Really?
I love it.
Really?
You know what? Not a lot of people like it.
Do you feel like you learned a lot from it?
I do, and I think it took multiple watches to figure it out. I don't think people like that it kind of panders, I think, to the audience. It has these interludes of, you know, here's Margot Robbie in a bathtub explaining how the stock market works, you know, blah, blah, blah.
But, like, don't you think, like, you needed that?
I did, because I don't know how the stock market works.
Right.
I'm
like,
just a dummy.
Well, no, it's not that you're a dummy, it's that you're not a stockbroker.
Right.
So why would you need to know how the stock market works?
No.
You know? Like, so I think it's super important. And also, Margot Robbie could sit in a bathtub and read me the phone book, and I'd be like, what up? Like,
Margot Robbie in a bubble bath.
Yeah, like, teach me something, Margot Robbie.
Please do.
Yeah. I think that's a great pick.
I think this is, and I didn't see Vice yet.
Mm.
Vice is, I think, is Adam McKay's second serious effort.
Yes.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard good things.
Mm-hmm.
Heard it was good. So
I'll
give that a viewing.
Anything related to Dick Cheney, I'm just like, unsubscribe.
No.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah, he was a dick. That Dick Cheney.
Yeah. It's his namesake.
27. We're almost through it. 27. The Wolf of Wall Street.
Ooh, another Margot Robbie in a bathtub.
I think this should have got Leo the Oscar.
Okay.
If any film, this one had me. I thought this was it for sure.
He's just, now that you say that, he's just really good at, like, dragging himself across surfaces. So, like, I think in The Revenant...
He dragged himself across a forest.
And that, just because it was a longer...
Instead of just a parking lot to his Lambo.
Yeah.
You know who? Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill.
He was rad in that, too.
Loved Jonah Hill in this movie.
Yeah.
With his ridiculous fake teeth.
It was a choice. that was a choice. But I just think it was filmed very well. The characters
going back to
super developed.
Martin Scorsese, just doing what he does best. You know, I thought this was like a modern day. This was our Goodfellas kind of.
You think so?
Yeah, not so much in the sense of gangster. You know, gangster movie.
But like in the sense of
the American Dream. The American Dream.
How interesting. That's a really interesting take.
And, you know, how it can change people and how it could, you know, you get it and then what do you do with it? You know, and become addicted to money and power, if you will, no matter what it may cost you or your family or anything like that.
And seeing where that influence comes from.
Right. And then they get away with it. At the very end of the day.
Spoilers.
Sorry, but yeah, it is. It's pretty wild.
And that scene with Matthew McConaughey has become just the biggest meme.
Oh man. Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I try to do that at least once a month. At the dinner table. 26.
Yes.
Coen Brothers. Inside Llewyn Davis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a depressing movie to me.
Why?
He was kind of a dick,
Uh-huh.
and he was just,
Can you relate to that?
yeah, I kind of understand in the sense that I'm beaten down.
Mm-hmm.
Llewyn Davis is pretty beaten down throughout this whole movie, and he wasn't really good to people.
Mm-hmm.
But he was just a tortured soul.
Yeah. I mean, you know that I love this movie.
Yeah.
Because it's nervous people being nervous, preferably in New York. So, like, that's kind of my vibe.
I love the palette. I love the color palette of this movie. Very dreary, very gray.
And fitting, right? Like,
yeah.
Fitting to the entire
the story.
Yeah, like it.
Yeah, for
is
sure.
Very good.
I'm not sure if Roger Deakins did this.
Let me look.
Because I know him and the Coen brothers are pretty tight,
Mm-hmm.
and the Coen brothers they're always great. I think they always tell great stories, great movies.
It was not.
It wasn't.
No.
Okay. Well, whoever it was, I thought did very well.
Bruno Delbonnel.
Okay. Well, good for you, Bruno Dormanel. You did great.
Just a quick highlight to Carey Mulligan.
Ah. Yeah.
Really, really, really good.
Her scenes were a little kind of few and far between.
Mm-hmm.
But
when she was there, it was powerful.
Yeah, for sure.
Very,
I think
very
her scenes with Oscar Isaac were great.
Mm-hmm.
She seemed so honest.
Yeah.
Not just her character, but her performance.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like it really came from
like she was channeling something from
yeah.
memory.
Yeah, definitely. I believe it.
Mm.
All right. Number 25.
Mm.
Part 2 of this list of these uploads are almost done.
Mm.
The Handmaiden.
Oh,
Korean film. Yes.
Tell me a bit more.
Yeah. This one is another Korean giant coming from the director of Old Boy.
Yes.
Just a haunting tale.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed it. How do you feel about it?
In Korean, it's called Agashi.
Okay.
Stunning, visually stunning.
Yeah. By your favorite DP, right?
Yeah, it's by my favorite DP.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah. How about that? Yeah.
I like that a lot. Yeah. So, Chung Tong-hoon is DP. Just absolutely incredible, visually stunning. The story itself was a little bit controversial in Korea.
Okay. Yeah, give me a little more insight on that if you can, because
sure.
From the American side, it's wild tale.
Right.
For sure, wild story, but
right.
Nothing too crazy we haven't seen before. I don't think.
Yeah. So it was just a time from the Japanese occupation, and normally if you're going to see something from that time, it's a wartime movie. So like the Korean equivalent of like Dunkirk or something like that, right? Like very, like we're at war and this is what this is. So this was kind of interesting because it was more than that. Yeah. Right? It was more than just like a bang bang shoot 'em up.
Yeah, it was like cool. Its own, kind of crazy love story or
a little raunchy.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely a little.
Yeah, I was here for it. I think I would love to see more things like that. Yeah. Because I think it did a lot in Korea. Good. So yeah.
All right. Well, that's the 50 through 25. We did it. We did that.
We did the thing.
All right. Next up will be the final 25.
Ooh.
So here we go. You ready? Not yet, but I'm ready for it.
Yay.
Okay. Bye.